and welcome to News Update on Value Chain TV. I am Chat Moses with the news. And on the news update, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has asked the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, to publish details of barrels of oil Nigeria produces and exports every day, as well as revenues generated from oil since the removal of subsidy on petrol in May 2023. This was disclosed in a letter signed by SERAP's Deputy Director, Kolawale Oluwadare, saying there is a legitimate public interest in disclosing the information sought. S.A. Ufoma completes the report.
Former Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, had alleged that the NNPCL is failing to remit enough foreign exchange into the treasury despite the removal of fuel subsidy. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has urged Mr. Mele Kyari to disclose details of payments of 11 trillion naira as subsidy and to clarify allegations that the NNPCL has failed to remit revenues generated from oil to the public treasury since the removal of subsidy on petrol. The body added that NNPC has a legal responsibility to promote transparency and accountability in barrels of oil the country produces and exports every day, and to ensure that the revenues generated from such production and exportations are duly remitted to the public treasury. For Value Chain TV, S.A. Ufoma reporting.
Reports reaching Value Chain TV indicates that the national grid has collapsed in the early hours of today. This development is coming 3 months after the national grid collapsed twice within a space of more than 12 hours. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is yet to give a statement as regards the cause of the collapse. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has yet again announced plans of kickstarting the production of automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, and Jet A1 or aviation fuel in January 2024. However, the company would delay petrol production commencement pending crude oil supply. Value Chain TV gathered at the weekend that the facility will require a minimum of 6 million barrels of crude oil to kickstart the full production of refined petroleum products, including AGO, PMS, Jet A1, and dual-purpose kerosene, otherwise called kerosene. The development comes as the company had hinted to commence operation earlier in October this year. A cross-section of Nigerians gave their opinions on the development. The report.
The truth of the matter is, if the federal government of Nigeria will be truthful about it, if they will be sincere about it, why not? It's good. But my challenge is the implementation. Implementation is what we are passing. That is the major problem we have in this country. They do much talk and not acting. If they are going to do more action than less of talk, then it's okay.
The problem we are facing in this country is not the issue of getting one jet or whatsoever they call for the masses. What the poor masses need is simple. We need simple infrastructure. We need things like good roads, constant power supplies. We need our government to build our institutions like schools so that the poor masses will have access to educations.
The federal government has removed imported cooking gas from the list of payments of custom duties and value-added tax 2 years after its reintroduction. Value Chain TV gathered that the move is expected to result in a drop in the cost of cooking gas, which had recently increased in the country. The new policy was disclosed in a letter written by the Ministry of Finance in an official communication with the Special Advisor to the President on Energy, the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The letter was signed by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu. The manufacturing sector has suffered a 400% increase in net foreign exchange loss to 466 billion naira in 9 months ending September, reflecting the severe impact of the foreign exchange market regime. Operators said the sector now bleeds from multiple points as a result of exchange rates revaluation losses. Information contained in the financial reports of the top 17 manufacturing companies listed on the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX, indicated that while their gross earnings rose as they increased the prices of their products, their profits crashed as a result of the multiple pressure points eroding their financial stability. President Bola Tinubu and the 36 governors are set to sign an agreement that will reform the health sector. This was revealed in a document obtained by newsmen in Abuja. The Health Renewal Pact, which will involve some international partners, is said to be the climax of this year's World Universal Health Coverage Day. The partners include the World Health Organization, WHO, the CEOs of GAVI, the Global Fund Against Tuberculosis and Malaria, and Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. The agreement will be witnessed by WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus. The pact has been designed for a transformational sector-wide approach to improve health outcomes. Civil society organizations have expressed concerns over the president's delay in making a public declaration of his assets and net worth in the public or in the coffers of the Court of Conduct Bureau, CCB. The CSOs have observed that even as the extant law on assets declaration is silent on public disclosure, it is a moral burden on well-meaning public office holders to be seen as transparent, and the President, Tinubu most especially, should not be an exception. Value Chain TV asks you Nigerians their take on the issue. The report.
In terms of the discussion we just had in relation to the asset declaration, if I'm correct, about the presidency, it's actually very important that we're actually transparent, because one of the rules of governance is actually transparency and accountability, rule of law and order, democratization of information, and actually quality service delivery. So if we're going to look at all these things, the part that has to be with transparency, it has to be like accountability. It's actually good to start from the top to bottom. So if we're going to be open and to trust each other in terms of governance, we have to start from the top down. And when we are doing that, the presidency is not coming out to say these are my assets and these are my liabilities. You know, I'm not sure we can have a democratic society where people don't actually say this is what I am liable for and this is what I own.
It is very unfortunate, because every responsible citizen ought to declare his or her assets. And considering him number one citizen of this country, he is supposed to show an example by declaring his assets so that others can follow suit. But if he has not done that, then I don't think that he's showing a good example to others, especially those who are under him, working under him. As a father of the nation, it is expected of him to have done that since.
In this country, when I look over the whole world, there is no country, God bless us, Nigeria, in the whole world. But the problem that we are having is our leader and the masses. But it starts from our leaders.
That's it on the news update. I am Chat Moses. Thanks for staying with us.